it's your boy DJ Wolf here. You know, I gotta talk about this. Yesterday afternoon, there was another shooting that happened in Broward County, Florida. It was reported 17 people died, mainly students. It poses the question, when are we going to start looking out for our kids, man? This is something I've been saying for a long time, in and outside of this podcast. It's the one thing that Michael Jackson, the late great Michael Jackson, talked about in several of his songs on several of his albums. When are we going to start looking out for the kids? You know? When are we going to start protecting our kids? Look at what mess that happened to Sandy Hook. 20-something students were murdered. Babies. Murdered. Because of the lack of gun laws in this country. 17 people were killed yesterday. Mostly students. Again, because of the lack of the law. The gun laws in this country. Murder rate in Chicago and everywhere else is sky high. All because of the lack of gun laws in this country. Your politicians don't give a shit about you. I'm gonna keep it straight now. Your politicians don't give a motherfucker about you. They never have, and it seems like they never will. The only thing they care about is one thing: your vote. Your vote is the only thing that's ever mattered to them. Then it's the only thing that will ever matter to them now. Because it's all about money. And it really ain't a damn thing funny. Because they got kind. And plenty of them in this land of milk and honey. You know? They don't care. You know? You get all these cronies and talking about, oh, well, I don't want them to take my gun out of my cold dead hands and blah, 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 all this other bullshit. You know? Now, don't get me wrong. I strongly believe in the right to bear arms. I really do. I always have. Even when I was very young. But you have to put laws in place to protect your children. Your children. One of the most precious commodities of our future, of this country and this world. When the fuck are they going to matter, man? Seriously. You know? I know a lot of y'all don't care about kids. Many of you don't. Not Republicans, not Democrats, and definitely not a lot of these single mothers. I'm gonna definitely call y'all out. You know? Because you play a big role in why this country is the way it is too. And yes, I'm going to call it out. You know? You keep having babies with different guys. And them kids grow up not having no kind of direction. And then in turn, they have these new so-called friends. And them friends turn them into more deviants than you can imagine. Because they have no guidance at home. Half the time they don't get that kind of love at home, man. Especially from one parent. Y'all know it's true. I'm not going to sit there and lie about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit. You know? Not going to do it. Not going to do it. You know, you want somebody like a Tariq or somebody to come out there and be the savior, y'all, and say, yeah, it's all right, you know, it's all on the white man. The white man do that. And don't get me wrong. White people share as much responsibility now as they ever have. and why things are messed up. But we have to own our share too, because we, and within our own race, haven't done too well with our own people. But you want to sugarcoat it. You say, yes, we have. No, we have not. You want to take credit for what all the people who done well that are black do, and then you want to sit there and tear them down at the same time. You know? That's what really freaking me out. You know? It's a double standard. The same people who do well is the same people who you are jealous of half the time, but you don't support them like you should. You know? But you want everybody else to point out, oh, there are good things about us. You know? Yeah, we know that. But the people who do the good things are the ones you always try to tear down half the time. Look at him. He all that bougie. Look at him all fancy. Yeah, right. Okay. You know, but you double talk. I hear people do it all the time. I hear people do it with me. You know? All the time. Now look, fool, you hit me at your ass. I'm telling you right up front. I just don't get it. You know. And just like earlier I was talking about people want to protest Black Panther. I mean, I take that back. They want Marvel to donate 25% of earnings from Black Panther to black causes. I'm like, are you serious? Y'all niggas don't even own the damn movie. How the hell you gonna tell them to donate 25%? Shut the fuck up. It's dumb as shit. A movie that's owned by a studio that's pretty much white, by a writer and illustrator who are all white. Yeah, by an editor who is white. Really? Are you serious? That doesn't make any sense. Just because black people spend their money on what money they got, what little money some of them have, not everybody, but some, on a movie just so they can get reimbursed for watching it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And you don't even own it. You don't even own it. You don't even build. You know? It's the truth. Just, you know, you're doing the very shakedown that Monique's trying to do with y'all, you know, Netflix need to pay me. No, Netflix don't owe you shit. Netflix can pick and choose whoever they want to be on the roster. You know? Just because you are an Oscar don't necessarily mean you earn the right to get and be in every movie. And this is the entitlement that some black people will think, the mentality of, oh, well, I earn an Oscar, so I should be in every movie. No, you're not going to be in every movie. You know? Not every Oscar-winning actor or actress has been in every movie, although Meryl Streep has been quite a few of them. But still, you know, you're not guaranteed to be in every film. And there's nothing that says Hollywood had to put you in every movie that's out there. And they should recognize you, though. I mean, I'll be the first to say that, if you're really good. But they don't have to put you in every movie that's been out. They don't have to. It's not something that's going to ever be guaranteed in Hollywood. Hollywood, there's no guarantees in Hollywood anyway. You know. And people are pumping Monique up like, I don't know. That's, you know, I honestly, I could actually talk about that literally all day long. But I'm not going to, because I don't like talking about it all the time, because I think I've talked about it, just talked about it to death. I'd be talking about it, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. You know the story. But getting back to the main story I've been talking about, we need to really take a proactive approach on how this country is really lacking in gun laws. You know, I was talking about with a colleague this morning. He was right. You know, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. You know, now the latest I heard was a white supremacist organization has claimed that the guy, I don't remember the guy's name, was a member of their group. They said they know him. So basically they condone the violence that happened. People should be investigating them, but that's not going to happen. They won't do it. Just like Zimmerman. I was talking about that on a podcast yesterday. George Zimmerman is still walking free after 6 years. He's still walking, breathing, talking 6 years later after he murdered a 17-year-old black man cold blood. Just for going to the store and minding his own damn business. And the guy was told not to bother that young man. He said, what happened? The cop said, we'll look into it. He was ordered, a lawful order, and yet he went and murdered that young man in cold blood. The young man begged him with every inch of his life. And George Zimmerman didn't give a fuck. Because he felt entitled to shoot him. Just because. Walking while black. And I don't know about how Trayvon's mother and father are they still actively looking into it? I don't know. But I know I'm not going to forget what happened because I remember that. And they threw the audio out. They said it was. It's the most illogical thing I've ever heard in my entire life. How the fuck you gonna throw out circumstantial evidence, overwhelming evidence that George Zimmerman was given a lawful order to stand down, and they would not admit it to trial because they knew as soon as that guy admitted into the trial, he was guilty. That's why they didn't do it. They all knew that he was guilty. But they won't let him do the time no matter what. And they tried to say, well, George Zimmerman went white. It doesn't matter if he was white or not. It still was a hate crime as far as I'm concerned. Because what he did was hateful. It was a very hateful thing that he did. It was a hate crime. That's exactly what he did. It was a hate crime through and through. Now, y'all can say that bullshit all you want. But it was a hate crime. Period. I don't want no hate crime. Yes, the fuck it was. It was a hate crime all day long. No matter what anybody say. That's what it was. That's just what it was. That's exactly what the fuck it was. It was a hate crime beyond reasonable doubt. And yet, they made it look like George Zimmerman was being attacked by Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin wasn't being attacked. George Zimmerman, beyond reasonable doubt, in my mind, and pretty much a lot of other people's mind, George Zimmerman went to harass that young boy. And they know it. That's what he did. He had the upper hand on Trayvon Martin. They knew that. But they tried to say, oh, we went with the fake-ass narrative that George Zimmerman presented, saying, oh, Trayvon attacked me, so I shot him. No. He stopped Trayvon. Trayvon was trying to go home. He pulled the gun out. Trayvon got scared. And you hear it in the audio. And George Zimmerman decided to shoot him anyway. And then you had some old coon-ass motherfuckers that tried to defend George Zimmerman. I wanted to beat George Zimmerman and his ass just for that bullshit they was talking about. I really did. Personally, I wanted to kick their ass. I really did. Because it was all a bunch of hooey. You know. But this is what I'm talking about. And you have a guy who may have had a chance to redeem himself. Nah, he wasn't going to do that. Not Trump, But he didn't have much to say about it either, if you notice. He didn't have a damn thing to say about it. Trump doesn't care anymore about the children of this country than most of the Republicans or Democrats do. And they don't care. If they don't go to private school like your kids do, if they don't go to private school like their kids do, they don't care. They ain't fighting their kids. They don't not fight for your kids. They never will. You know why? Because they got your money wrapped up around their finger. And, of course, their mindset is wrapped around your head. And this is for you guys who voted for that son of a bitch. It's guys like the mindset of a George Zimmerman and Donald Trump. That makes it messed up for you and me. That's not good. Especially when you have young kids out there every day dying in the streets, the schools, and the like. That's a shame, man. I remember the last thing I worried about when I was younger was going to school. The worst thing I had to worry about was using my 2 fists and fighting. But I got to live to see another day. Nowadays, you have to worry about your kids going to school and hoping and praying that ain't no bullshit happening. By the time they get there, by the time they get home. And people talk about religion. Really? I'm going to say this. And I'm going to sign off. Thank God for religion for me. I'm going to tell you right now. It's the only way I maintain anymore. Seriously. I maintain my anger because I get angry about a lot of the things I hear out here anymore. I maintain my fear. In other words, I don't, I used to be fearful about things. I'm not as fearful. Fearful of things that goes around my environment anymore. I'm not as fearful. I do a little bit, but not like I used to. I'm being honest about it. So if people tell you, especially for you, those of you who are devout church folks, don't pay them no mind. That's either within church folks in the church. Don't pay them no mind. As long as you know you got God on your side. And you have a mindset that say, hey, God gonna help me to get through it and deal with it. It's everyday rat race. It's everyday stuff that's going on. We have to keep on praying, but we got to keep on working at it to make things better for our kids in this country. That's all there's to it. Our kids are our future. We just don't want the kids going down like this at all. I don't. They're the backbone that will help keep the backbone together. But we have to make sure that we, keep our kids safe. It's DJ Wolf. I'm out.